Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Blake, today. And notice how only said podcast. I'm in the process of switching everything. This is season 2, brand new season, brand new podcast going on here. All the episodes previously will still be up, so you can go back and watch it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all of that. But we are still in the process of coming up with a name for the podcast. If you have a good one, we might have it by the time this comes out, so we could probably change it here and there. But if you guys got a good suggestion, let me know either on Twitter, down in the YouTube comments if you're watching on YouTube. But just let me know. We're in the middle of switching everything over. Some other big news is we officially have a social media manager who is running all the social medias. So if you're ever curious of what the socials is looking like, you need to head on over to there. Right now, the @ is at super_human_lab. But if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put the updated Twitter handle probably right underneath in the description. But we got a full-time social media manager, and now we have a video editor. So I have a lot of weight taken off my shoulder. I want to thank them so much for getting us back into it, getting me back into the podcast world again. It's been a minute, but I'm excited to get back into it. Today's episode is kind of just getting back again into season 2, episode 1, starting all over. Thing that's changing about this podcast is previously we just talked about Marvel, DC, superhuman stuff, superheroes, supervillains, stuff like that. This podcast is completely different. It's kind of more of it's movies, TV shows, video games, all general nerdy stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Everything is different now on this podcast. We talk about everything. So if you guys are interested on coming on because before maybe you weren't a big Marvel fan, maybe you weren't a big DC fan, but now you're a fan of Disney or you're a fan of video games or something like that, let us know. You guys can come onto the podcast. But yeah, everything's different now. We have a really special guest today. I'm going to introduce him here in a second. But last thing before we even get started is, again, make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube. Make sure you are following on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Make sure you guys are following along there. All right. Our guest today for Season 2, Episode 1, very first guest, is someone that I consider a good friend of mine. He's the best Apex player I have ever seen. Well, from Kansas City. Well, that I know from Kansas City. He is undefeated at tennis. He's going to say he's not, but don't worry. He was undefeated at tennis in high school. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Duper KJ.
Let's go. That was an awesome intro.
You notice how I had to throw in the tennis there?
Yeah, that was dope. I have to applaud you because, from the very beginning, when you start, I'm someone that definitely, when I press the record button, instantly I forget all words and I just start scrambling, and that was flawless.
Hey, that's my 4 years of broadcasting coming into play right there.
That is nuts. Way to go. That was awesome.
That's the sports director in me, that when I had to turn in stuff the day before, I was just recording and going with whatever I said.
Fair.
But welcome to the podcast. We've been trying to get you on the podcast for a while now, and we had, just time between, you get up early in the morning, me and you, I think you're Monday through Friday, aren't you? And then you travel sometimes, right?
Yeah, I actually travel quite a bit.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and Monday through Friday, and I wake up pretty early and get back kind of late. Then when I'm on, I'm, streaming,
right,
playing games.
Yeah, we've had a lot of we try to do an episode, which actually it probably works out that you're on season 2 now, since you told me you're not huge into Marvel and stuff like that. So the fact that we get to talk about more is better. I wanted to talk real quick. I mean, me and you both. This is kind of not again, but this is the big thing I like about this new podcast. Me and you are both into streaming and everything like that. What is your go-to stream game right now? I know it, but maybe the viewers at home don't know what you've been streaming.
Yeah, I'm really big into Apex right now, and some would say it's addiction. And I might agree with some. I have really only been playing Apex for now about a year, ever since Warzone 2 came out, and I disliked it. I wasn't playing Apex.
I was not a big fan of Warzone, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I was big into Apex. I mean, I played probably from the beginning, but I really stopped playing. I can't even remember like the last op, but I took like a good 3 seasons off. But it's like one of those battle royales that you can come back to, and I think, in my opinion, like that game does skill based matchmaking the best.
Hmm.
I don't ever feel like I'm coming up against people that are way better than me, unless maybe they're smurfing or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't realize that until like I just thought everyone I was playing it was just ridiculous. And then I saw other people like I go onto Apex and get onto Twitch, and I'm watching people just walk across the map and not get blasted, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm realizing, oh, it's skill-based matchmaking. Does it? Are they saying I'm good?
Right.
That's nice.
This is better. This is better. Now I've watched. I mean, watching like I always watch some of the. Now I don't know if you call them professionals. I call him a professional, but Timmy is like one of the go-to streamers I watch, and like every single time I watch him playing Apex, it like makes me want to get back into it. And then the minute I get onto it, my movement is polar opposite of what he is doing. So I have veered away from the Apex Legends Battle Royale aspect.
Yeah, you're definitely one of the first people I saw playing though. Like
Yeah,
when I was still playing other games, it was really cool to like watch what you were doing and playing Apex. I was like, oh, that's a game that I could be interested in. This was like Fortnite times too. I used to be really big in Fortnite. That was
yeah.
my main game. Um,
Yeah, that
you know,
was once I stopped Fortnite. That was the next game I went to. Was definitely Apex.
oh yeah, that's a good one. Who's your main, or who was your main?
Who was so if I'm going back to like when I first started playing, unfortunately it was Bangalore. But it's definitely switched now with all the new ones. Probably Valkyrie is probably my new main.
Mhm.
I like the movement, being able to get up to places, high ground and
True.
stuff like that. But definitely when I first started, it was definitely Bangalore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you main still? Are you staying
Um,
same person that I see every time?
if it's Wraith, that's who I've started
Yeah, that's what
playing.
I thought.
I was big into Pathfinder. It was my first heirloom. I was with Pathfinder, and I say first heirloom like it's an achievement. No, I spent so much money and got I had to buy 500 packs, and it was ridiculous. And I I've like that was the most angry I've ever been at a game.
Until you
Um,
got it, and then you're like, oh, it was worth it, kind of.
yeah, and then I'm like, I'm an idiot. I spent way too much money on a free game, and for what? And then I did it all again with Wraith. So
So
yeah,
times two. Did you get it quicker on the
still an
second
idiot.
time around?
I mean, they've made it different
Oh,
because
okay.
you know how Respawn, EA,
Oh yeah,
everyone that makes a free game, they kind of just want the money.
yeah,
They've made it different, so you can still quote unquote buy it, and you do
right.
it for less, but then they're releasing more, um, so that they can just get more money.
That
Which I
makes
can't
sense.
blame them for. Their business. That's
Yeah,
the whole point. But
and I know
yeah.
EA had a thing for a while, and I don't know if necessarily this applied to Apex. There was a while there. I know EA had to switch up their whole like in general buying packs on FIFA, buying packs on Madden and stuff like that. And I didn't know if that ever affected Apex, but they had to switch stuff around because they were considering it gambling in a way, which
Oh
kind of
yeah.
makes sense, I guess, because you are kind of gambling, but
You totally are.
at the same time, it's like you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, but then you got to think about it too, because they're like almost marketing gambling to
Right.
a younger crowd,
Yeah.
for the most part. So
Yeah, that's what I think their biggest thing was saying that, you know, there are 12-year-olds that are playing this game that are taking mom's debit card and buying 400 Apex packs. So I think that was the big thing. EA finally was like, okay. So they probably changed a little bit around, but it's awesome to hear different games that, you've been catching up, especially Apex. I know I've been watching. I try to at
oh
least
yeah.
watch quite often, and every single time I watch, you guys are either I don't even know the ranks anymore in that games, but who's like your trio that you normally run with? I feel like I know who it is, but
Yeah, that's the thing too. I don't have like a designated trio, so it's kind of whoever's on I'm playing with.
right.
But it's usually me and Gooby, Justin. You know Justin.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're kind of like a duo pair, and then
the
between
third
Will,
shuffles.
Tax, Ian, whoever's on,
Right.
we play with. Yeah, Parker used to play a lot, and then
Kind
did I
of.
ever tell you that story?
No.
So it's our first time really playing ranked, and we're leveling up, and it goes from like bronze, silver to gold, to
Right.
platinum, to diamond, to masters, to plat or to predator. And we get on, we get finally out of diamond, one step out. We're all plat 4. The next game we play, we lose to Hal Verholst. We're losing to pros that are playing in the ALGS as Platinum 4 players. We're playing Predators, and that was really the last time I ever saw Parker play.
Hey, I would have been I
Actually.
would have been right there with Parker if I saw if this was like if I was playing Call of Duty and I came up against like Scump or some shit, I'd be like, all right, yep, I'm done playing.
This is it.
You grind so hard to get to play to diamond or whatever, and then the minute you see a pro play, you're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I know I'm right there with Parker at this point.
yeah. So
That's funny. We're gonna go over kind of what I'm excited to do, and I messed up the last time I did a tier list, so I'm making sure I do this correctly. We're gonna go over a tier list now. Typically on this channel we do a Marvel tier list. However, this time around we are switching it to a Pixar tier list. And so if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify or whatever you're listening to on, we'll say it out loud what tier we're putting it in, and then at the end I'll reread all of the tiers just so you guys are kind of keeping up while you're listening. Or again, if you're just watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it right here on the screen. KJ can see it on his side, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna let you put your tier first, and then I'll add to it after that.
okay.
All right. So we're starting with up. I'm always gonna start them in B tier and then move them up, so just we can see it on screen better.
Okay. Up, incredible movie. See, this is gonna be really hard because a lot of these movies, if they weren't going up against each other, they'd be considered like S.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I'm looking at some of these down here, and I'm like, wow, a lot of these could be S.
So I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for some of this, but I'm thinking up right now for me, and these might have to move as I put the other ones up and down on this list.
Yeah.
Up for me is an A tier movie.
Okay. You know, I was gonna put it A tier as well.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
I don't think it's quite. I don't know. Like, I almost would consider S tier, but like you're saying, some of these other movies that are definitely probably gonna be S tier compared to this. Dude, yeah, I would probably definitely put it A tier. I don't know, probably almost top A tier considering when it's all done. But all right, Toy Story 1, the very first Toy Story.
Very first.
By the way, we don't want Kenny to don't disappoint Kenny. He's the biggest Toy Story fan, so we better not disappoint him.
Oh really? I'm between. Oh shoot, what's the plot? That's the first one. Okay, hold on, I'm trying to think.
I know. I'm trying to think of the plot also.
Buzz and Woody get together.
That's not the.
Wait, no.
Is that Toy Story 1?
It's gotta be. He's in the right.
There's Toy Story 2. All right. I thought it was either 2, 3, 4. Okay, yep. This is 1. I can't even think.
I can't. I think the plot, bro. Hold on. I gotta pull this up.
Please do. Here, we'll move on. While you pull that up, I'm gonna pull up the next one because I don't even remember. Why I'm not. See, why is Monster University there? I'm doing Monsters Inc. first. Where's Monsters Inc.? There it is. Monsters Inc. Where would you put that?
Monsters Inc.
I don't know
For
where
me, for me that's S.
Okay, that's where I was gonna put it.
And I will fight anyone on this. Monsters Inc. is one of the best movies, and not just the Pixar movie. It's such a good freaking movie.
Yeah, I love Monsters Inc. I was gonna put it S tier. I grew up with that movie, watching it so many times. Did you find out the plot of Toy Story?
Yeah. Okay. So. Yep. Andy was the favorite toy, but Buzz comes in. He becomes the favorite.
Oh, okay.
And then Sid's trying to take them and burn them
That's
in
right.
his backyard because he's a weirdo.
Weird Sid.
That movie. Oh. Right now, let's move this to A.
Okay.
I really want to put it in S, but I'm nervous that the other movies will come along.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'd probably put it A also. I'm trying to like think of the other Toy Story plots. I know this is the one. Toy Story 2 is the one. I see. I don't even remember Toy Story 2.
Me neither. I should have looked this
Is
up.
Is 2 the one where they get sold to the dude The
Uh
chicken dude or whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is.
oh, probably because that's when Jesse comes in.
Okay, but we'll come back to that. All right,
Yeah.
Finding Dory.
Finding Dory. You know, have I seen this one? I have. I've seen Finding Dory. You know, for me to ask if I've seen it, it did not leave a lasting impact. Um, I'm thinking C for this.
Yeah,
I C, maybe D. I don't know if I enjoyed that movie.
I
Just because
was
I mean, I watched it and
I
have
was like
no
here.
recollection.
I would almost put it here, but I'm kind of with you for now. For now, I'm gonna put it in C with you. But when you said, "Have I seen it?" I had to question myself if I've seen it. So I don't remember if I've seen it or not. All right, Monster University, MU.
Mm.
M-I-Z.
Have you seen this one?
Yes. This one has really good scenes. This one has some like kind of scenes.
Oh, I have seen this, and I do remember some scenes. I have not rewatched it. Um, but I think B is good where it's at for now.
That's probably where I would put it. I'm the scenes that I haven't seen it in a while. A lot of these movies I've not seen in a while, but from what I remember, it's definitely not Monsters Inc. I know that for a fact, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
put it on the same tier as Up and Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think B is good. All right, Finding Nemo.
S. Finding Nemo's S tier for me.
I like that.
Amazing movie. It's got the quotable lines.
It does have. It has plenty of quotable lines.
So many. So many.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I would consider A tier, but I also would definitely put S tier. All right, for some reason, Cars 2. I'm gonna start with Cars 1, wherever that is. Where's Cars 1? This it? All right, this is it. Cars number 1.
Cars 1 plot. I'm typing this in because I'm like, what the world happened to Cars 1? Okay, he meets Tomater. Mater.
Cars 2 is where they go to Tokyo, right? 2 is Tokyo. 3 is okay. I'm good now.
What's 3? What happens in 3?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember 3. 3, I think, is when he's on that's when he is like retiring and he like passes the torch to that other girl or something. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Oh, I've definitely seen that movie and don't remember it. So in this order, I'm putting Cars as A.
Okay. I like that. I would probably we're at an A.
I like it in front of Toy Story and after Up.
Okay. All right, and then Cars 2.
And then Cars 2. I'm gonna leave. Wait, Cars 2 is low key dope.
That's the one in Tokyo, yeah.
Oh, dang it.
That's where Tomater joins something. I forgot what he joins. He joins something. He does something in Tokyo, and I don't remember what it is.
I think I only like the scene that they were all just riding in the dark, low-key. That's the only thing I can even remember. I think B is good for this. If it's not gonna leave a lasting impression on me, I can't rate it any higher than.
See, I'm the
B.
same way. I can't do that either. I can't Cars 2 is good. I do remember it, but it's not definitely not A tier. So, all right, next is The Incredibles.
Hey, S.
There you go.
Incredibles is amazing.
Where would
S. I would put it. Fuck, dude. About that. What is this rated?
It's not PG-13. You're good. You're good.
Okay. S. I put it number 1.
Yeah.
Above Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
And
Incredibles is fantastic.
one of my favorite movies. I will fight for Toy Story 2 and Incredibles being number 1 and 2 in the S tier.
I'm right there with you. I think Incredibles also has just as many quotable lines as Finding Nemo and stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
Ratatouille.
Ooh,
I'm gonna get some slack for this, but I don't love this movie as much as everyone else. but I will respect everyone else's opinions on this movie. Some people think this is the greatest movie to ever be created.
Ooh.
They they love the fact that this little rat's on top of this man's head cooking. I think that shit's gross. Um, I'm gonna put this top B, low A. Um,
I don't
and if
think
this
it's
is my
better than
tier
Toy
list,
Story.
no, not at all, not at
Yeah.
all. I don't even think it should be on the same ranking list as Toy Story. But
No,
hey,
I think I'm right there with you. I would consider A, but again, if I go off of rewatchability, like I would go back and rewatch it. Is definitely up Cars and then Toy Stories, and then
right.
I don't know if I would put. I would definitely watch Ratatouille before I would watch Monsters University or Cars 2. So I think this is a very fair spot. All right, The Good Dinosaur.
Haven't seen it.
We'll put it. I would personally. I think it's a good movie, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's Finding Dory bad, but I also don't think it's anything better than B. I just don't think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put it on the same level as Finding Dory, but
Yeah.
I think right there is good. All right, Cars number 3. We've done Cars 1. We've done Cars
3.
2.
If I've seen Cars 3, does not mean anything to me.
I'm gonna look up.
I've seen the yellow car like girl from this
Yeah, that's
movie,
the. I think it's just like a passing of the torch. I feel like. I know that without. Oh yeah, this is like where they have, which is kind of actually funny that they're doing it this way. But it's where they have the new new race cars, like the electric ones and stuff like that. And like they're like faster. I guess not electric, but they're like the faster new generation race cars. So he's like older now, and he can't compete with them.
Gotcha. I have seen that. Still doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
I'm recognizing this Misfritter school bus thing. I'm gonna leave it B, maybe even C.
Yeah.
But Cars 3 is definitely better than Cars 2.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Mm,
I don't see. I just don't remember most of that movie.
Same.
These two are about equal to me. Cars 2 and Cars 3. Sorry again if people are listening on Spotify. Cars 2 and Cars 3 are about similar to me.
Yeah, this is tough because if I can't remember the movie, it's not good enough for me.
Right. We can come back to these two. These two are probably going to be our most difficult looking at what we have left. I think those two are going to come back and change. All right, next one. Bugs Life.
Oh, this movie was above its time, brother.
This
is a good movie.
This movie
Life is so good.
I remember watching A Bug's Life. We had a day in the gym when we were in elementary school, and if you had gotten a certain amount of like good check marks or whatever, good stickers, I don't know what it was, you got a movie ticket to the gym, and they were playing A Bug's Life. So this strikes a very special place in my heart. So I just clearly remember getting popcorn, and we were allowed to bring our own drink. So I begged my mom to get me a Dr. Pepper the day before, brought it to the gym, and we watched A Bug's Life. So I will let you put it where you want to put it, and then I will rank it myself.
See, nostalgia's gonna take over here. I gotta put it S. It doesn't have to be number one. It's definitely not number one.
Yeah.
But it's probably the last one in S, and I might add one more to the S tier here.
Right.
But yeah, Bug's Life is low S, top A.
Yeah, I was either gonna put it. My original spot was gonna be top A, so I'm right there with you. That it's definitely considered one of the best. All right, Incredibles number 2.
I have seen this movie. I do. It's fairly recent.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say, I think
Was
it's
that
fairly
20...
recent. Probably 2018, 19-ish.
Oh, they got some shit for not putting that like epilepsy notice in there.
That's right. I do remember that.
That shit was nuts. I was in the movie like kind of tweaking. I was like, "Yo,
Like,
this is a lot of lights going on here," and I'm not epileptic. Yeah,
Kill me. I'm trying to think. I remember the plot of this one, but it has been a while since. I really did enjoy this movie.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, and it was a good like secondary movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes the second movie comes out and you're like, what the hell are you doing? Why'd
Should've
you
just stayed
ruin
with
what
one.
you had?
Yeah.
And a lot of people had high anticipation, high expectations for this
It
movie.
was, yeah, because I mean, I wonder what the year difference was between the first one and the second one. I know it was massive because people waited so long for it.
Incredibles came out in 2004. Incredibles 2 came out in 2018.
Wow. So yeah.
So yeah, 14-year difference, and I'm gonna put The Incredibles 2 as A tier
Okay, that's where I would put it. Would you put it
because
above Toy Story and Cars and Up, or just right there, right at the bottom?
I'd put it right at the bottom because it's really hard to have a secondary movie be in front of like the first
I know.
originators of movies.
Our
Uh,
top three A tier, I feel like, are hardly ever gonna change.
yeah, yeah,
Between Up, Cars, and Toy Story 1, I feel like those are very hard to beat.
yeah.
All right, next, Wally.
Shoot, man.
Wally and Eve. Don't forget about Eve.
Um, I think they're also going to have to go A.
Yeah.
Oh, Wall-E is one
I
of
would
those movies too,
see. I would
where
almost consider S,
I know, but
but
then I'm looking at the S tier and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of S tier movies.
yeah,
And when you think of like tier lists in general, I feel like they're supposed to be that bell curve
there's only supposed to be like
shape.
3 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's going to be hard because I already know, looking at what we have left, I'm thinking at least two of those are going S
I
tier.
know. Yeah, I'm looking at least 2 of them for sure.
So, geez, yeah, it's got to be top A though. If
Yeah, I would consider it top A. I
what
think it
was
is
that movie
a
about?
lot more watchable than Up, but
Yeah,
also at the same time, Up is gosh, I don't know.
there's also like no
There's no talking, I
voice
guess.
lines.
I guess until like he meets the humans or whatever, but
Yeah.
there really is not a lot of talking lines other than Wally and Eve.
How was it made in 2008? It completely predicted our future,
It's
which
true.
is nuts.
It's very true. They,
I'm still waiting for one of those chairs. I want one of those.
it was. I will get one of those eventually. I guarantee it. Yesterday, I don't know if you saw this yesterday on Twitter. They announced their first ever real life lightsaber. So
I did see that.
we're
I
getting
did.
there. We're getting there. Movie stuff is coming into life. All right.
Wild, man.
What's next? So Wally, yeah, we'll keep Wally there for now. Inside Out.
I've heard this is a good movie. Never seen it.
I enjoyed this movie. I think it's a very enjoyable movie. But I would watch it over Good Dinosaur. I would watch it over Cars 3 and 2. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I would actually. I don't know. I don't think it's above Monsters University. I don't think it's above Ratatouille. But I don't know if it's above the 2 Cars movies. If you haven't seen it, I'll probably just put it here for now.
Okay.
All right, Coco. We're
Ooh,
getting into the newer Pixar movie,
yeah.
new age here.
New gen Pixar.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Coco. I know. Before people start yelling at me and before I start getting death threats, I know it's a great movie. I haven't seen it. I'm not saying anything bad about it. Okay. Um, I know for some people this is S tier. I've heard this is one of the first Pixar or Disney movies that has like made someone cry in theaters.
Yeah.
Um, but once again, haven't seen it, so I can't have an opinion on it.
I will probably put it A tier. I would honestly probably put it above Incredibles 2. And I might get hate too for putting it this low or even putting it this high. I don't know. But
Yeah.
again, these now 4 movies are hard to beat with Wally, Up, Cars, and Toy Story. So, all right.
Up.
Toy Story
Story
number 2.
Go. See, I am also a huge Toy Story fan. I watched growing up Toy Story and Toy Story 2s on DVD just
Yep.
over and over and over again. And Toy Story 2 is just so funny to me. And for me, I'm putting Toy Story 2 above Toy Story 1 in like S tier.
Yeah. I think
And that might be a wild take, but it is so good to me.
if I remember correctly, I mean I love the Toy Story movies. I've seen them all and everything, but I don't remember a lot of them, but I do remember Toy Story 2 And if I remember right, this is Kenny's. I could be wrong. And if Kenny's listening to this and I'm wrong, he's probably gonna come upstairs because we live together and he's gonna kick my ass. So, but I believe Toy Story 2 was, I think, one of his favorite. I know his least favorite. So I know Toy Story 2, I think, was up there for him. I would definitely put it S tier as well. I think it is above Toy Story for sure.
Outside the video game for Toy Story 2 on like my PlayStation 1,
Yeah.
that game was goated. It was so fun.
I don't even remember.
Or maybe it was Toy Story 2.
Yeah, I don't remember what I had. I think I had the same. No, I don't know if I had the same thing. I had the Cars video game. That's what I had. But all right, and then so we had Toy Story 2. Now we have Toy Story number 3.
Or 3. Let me look at that.
Is this? I don't remember the plot of this one.
Oh, that's the one with the teddy bear guy.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to kill them all.
Yeah.
No, spoilers. Sorry if you haven't seen the movie. Everything works out great.
This is the one with the claw, right? the aliens save him.
Oh yeah. They save him.
Yeah, with the claw machine or whatever. This movie is pretty good. I forgot about this.
It is good.
I did that. It has one of my favorite Pixar villains with the teddy bear. I can't remember his name now, but
Me neither. You're with him the entire time, and then he just turns out evil.
yeah, that was
me.
I don't know, where would you put it?
This is good. This is a good movie. And another one with high emotions. You feel a lot watching this movie.
Yeah.
For me, it's going A.
Yeah, I would probably put it there.
Going
as well. We're at an
A. Not in front of the original, but somewhere behind it.
Yeah.
I
guess you haven't seen Coco. I'll put it right behind it.
I haven't seen Coco. No.
It's your tier list, so yeah, I'll put it right there for the ones you haven't seen. All right, Brave.
I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna be honest, I've seen it. Don't have a lot of recollection. I don't remember.
I've never heard anyone say, "Oh my God, Brave is my favorite movie," so I'm putting it in D.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm right there with you. I know it's a good. I've heard it's a good movie, but I know I've seen it. But if I'm honest with you, I couldn't tell you the plot of it. All right, a newer movie, Onward.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it. It's
Thoughts?
got Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. I think it was a very okay movie. I would definitely not say it's a fantastic movie, but it's another one of those like feel good movie kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't seen it, if you want me to tell you where I would put it, I'd probably leave it right where it's at. Maybe even consider top of the C tier.
Okay.
It's not.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all.
Not terrible, but yeah, it's not fantastic. All right, Toy Story number 4.
I've seen this movie. I want to say I even watched it in theaters. And that Spork was the best thing about the movie. Everything else about that movie was completely forgettable.
Yep.
And it's sad because Toy Story, the movie. I'm trying to think of what they're called. Series itself could have been goated. Would have been the best if they didn't release this damn movie.
Yeah,
so
if they kept it at the trilogy.
Yeah, if they kept it at the trilogy, it would have been amazing, like untouchable.
Yeah.
But they ruined it with the last movie. That movie was not good.
No.
And the only reason people went is because the other three were great.
Right, and they expected it to be good.
Yeah, I would leave it right where it's at.
Yeah. If this was Kenny doing the tier list, he would have it right down at D.
That movie's
he doesn't even like Sporky, and Sporky is a lot of people's favorite part of it.
He's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So Kenny, if Kenny is listening, he's gonna be very proud of you because he would put it bottom D tier. He wouldn't even put it on the tier list. He hates it so much. So I like you said. I mean, there's nothing like this is a fantastic movie. I just wouldn't watch it again. Like I don't care to watch it again.
And if not Sporky, Key and Peele were the best part because they were both in that movie, right?
Yeah, they played those stuffed animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though, and then if not Sporky, then yeah, it's Key and Peele. All right, Soul.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was so happy you said that because
Soul's
I
such a good
love
movie.
this movie.
What a movie! And it's one of the. I haven't seen a whole lot of the newer movies, but this is one that I like sought out to watch.
Yes.
Already in itself says a lot. It's got to be S.
Yeah, I what I think this, other than the classic Pixar movies like Monsters Inc. and Incredibles stuff like that, for the newer generation Marvel or not Marvel, Pixar movies, I think I have seen this one probably the most, and I don't even know what would be second, other than maybe like I said, the classic Cars and Toy Story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this movie was fantastic. Where'd you put it above Toy Story 2, Bugs Life, any of these?
I think I would put it above. I really like Toy Story 2 though.
I'm almost
You
thinking
know what?
Bugs Life needs to go down.
Yeah, bring the Bugs Life down, but also bring Nemo down for me. Yeah, Nemo in front of the Bugs Life.
Oh, in front of Bugs Life. I was like,
Yeah. Still last, but
okay, I like that. And then Soul right there, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc. and Incredibles. All right. We got 3 more movies. Next one is Luca.
I haven't seen the last 3, so this is
Okay. I've seen this one. It's a very enjoyable movie. I'd probably put it like here though, middle of B tier.
Yeah. Okay.
I enjoyed the movie. I think it was good, but like I said, I'd go back and watch these movies first. But seeing it's hard because it wasn't bad. Yeah, I leave it there. Turning Red. Now, in my humble opinion, this is bottom C tier. I did not like it. I don't know if it was just me. It definitely, this movie caters a lot more to younger, like the younger generation for sure. I know all these movies technically do, but even like Wall-E, for example, who barely talks, still caters to people that want to watch it to this day. Turning Red talks about boy problems and like stuff like that. I feel like Pixar movies just typically don't really go into that as much as like Disney movies do.
Yeah.
Like hardcore Disney movies. And then the last one, Lightyear. And you haven't seen this one?
I haven't seen it, heard it shit.
Yeah.
And I respect the people's opinion on this because I haven't seen it.
I was going to put it right down here too. I don't know. If I'm honest, the reason I'm putting it here is because I started it and I did not like it, so I literally stopped watching it. So for a movie, for me to start a movie and literally turn it off because I just wasn't enjoying it, is probably gonna go. I guess I at least finished Turning Red, so I'll put that above it.
There.
But all right, I'm gonna read off again if you're listening on Spotify, any of those things. I'm gonna read off the tier list for you guys. So starting in S tier, and that's gonna read off from first to last on that tier. So first we have The Incredibles, Monsters Inc., Toy Story 2, Soul, Finding Nemo, and A Bug's Life. S tier. Anything in there you would change?
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
Those great movies.
Yeah. I think the only one I would consider dropping down, I'm gonna leave it where it's at though, is A Bug's Life.
Bug's Life, yeah.
I think it's good. All right, A tier is starting from first is Wall-E, up Cars 1, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 3, Coco, and Incredibles 2. Any of these?
I
don't I'm trying to think. I think if I would switch, I don't know. I would keep Wall-E there. Yeah.
I'd put it up in front of Wall-E.
That's what I was thinking too. I think I would go up Wall-E. I would almost consider
and actually
Cars
put Toy Story in front of, because I really like that movie too.
above Wall-E.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3, Coco.
And then the Cars in front of Wall-E too. I think Wall-E's right there is good. Wall-E's a great movie, so I feel bad doing this, but also so are those other 3. Those are really good movies as well.
These other 3 are really good also. All right, so new A-tiered list is up number 1, Toy Story 2, or not Toy Story 2. Let me reread that. A-tier, starting first, is up, then Toy Story 1, Cars, the first one, Wall-E, Toy Story 3, Coco, and Incredibles 2. I think that looks pretty good.
Agreed.
All right, B tier, starting first, we have Ratatouille, Monsters University, Inside Out, Cars 2, Cars 3, Luca, The Good Dinosaur, Onward, and Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4 should go C number 1.
Yep. Yep. That's what I was going to put it. I almost would drop Onward down as well. I think I'm going to drop Onward down. I don't know what I was thinking. So B tier now is Ratatouille, Monsters University, Inside Out, Cars 2, Cars 3, Luca, Good Dinosaur. That looks pretty good to me.
I like it.
And then C tier, you have top of C tier is Toy Story 4, Finding Dory, Onward, Brave, Turning Red, and Lightyear. That is
this is the list.
Yeah, this is the list. I don't think anything else would change. Maybe Lightyear D tier. All right, this looks good to me. Hopefully,
Looks great to me.
I'm hoping we have some people that get mad. We need that. So please get mad at us. I don't care. We need
We
it.
should make a second tier list, but just putting them all in D.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
we'll post that.
Toy Story 4 S tier.
We'll put Brave and Turning Red as S tier movies and stuff. That's funny. I was so glad you put Soul S tier because I was gonna put it S tier. And I was like, well, it's his tier list, so I don't want to. I don't want to change this. Dude, Soul was so good.
So good.
Soul was. I literally made my mom watch it, and my mom doesn't watch like the Pixar and Disney movies and stuff like that, and she told me she loved it and rewatched it. So we kind of went Pixar tier list. Kind of took us over a lot of time, so I'm actually gonna just move on to one last thing.
Oh, sure.
Before we end off, is there any like upcoming projects? And I mean, you actually talked before we even started recording and everything like that. And we actually had a good conversation about a certain series. But is there any like upcoming future movies, games, TV shows that you're excited? Maybe something you want to see made into a movie or TV show or something?
Excited for. I want to see made into a movie. Oh, what were we talking about right before
We were
this?
talking about the the Fast and Furious series. We're talking about how me and you enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed up to about 7. There was probably a few in there that were not that good, but the first 6 or 7 were good. But we were talking. I just before me and KJ started recording, we were talking about how sometimes stopping at 3 might be a good idea.
It might be the best idea. It's just people get so money hungry.
Yes.
Where they stop producing quality things and it's just a quantity.
Yes.
Like Toy Story was amazing at 3. If you weren't gonna make another great movie and you're like making it halfway through and you're like, hey, that was kind of shit.
Right.
You might as well just not put it out. It's okay. No one's going to be mad at you.
Yeah. You don't need the money that bad. Like you don't need it that bad. I'm the same way because and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I'm a big Walking Dead fan. And there got to a point where, they got to season number, I think 11 was their final season, maybe 12, I don't remember. But it was finally like, okay, we've seen the same thing over and over. And then they finally came out and said that they were kind of tired of making, so they did spin-offs. So, like, Fast and Furious has done a spin-off before, but it failed. So, like, that should be your cue to be like, okay, if our spin-offs are not doing good, we should probably stop there.
Yeah.
So,
Because I mean, at this point, what else do they have left? Going time traveling, right? And going back in time and racing buggies. Like
I guess that's at this point they've been to space, they've been underwater, they've flown cars in the air and stuff like that. So yeah,
like what is going on?
Fast and Furious movies are on another level. I saw a trailer for the newest one during the Super Bowl, and it was like Vin Diesel racing his car off a bridge, and it somehow landed on top of 2 helicopters that were in the middle of flying, and it took down both helicopters, and his car just kept driving just fine. And I was like, I just sat there and I was like, what is this? What is this movie?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, the biggest thing for me, and not even like future projects. I mean, there's some that I'm excited for, but me and you had a good conversation that I wanted to bring back up on the podcast about how sometimes stopping is a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially
definitely.
Toy Story 4 is a great example. I'm so glad that we brought that back up.
I'm trying to think. We talked about something else that wasn't a movie, but should probably become a movie. Like it was that good. I'm blanking completely on what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Was it?
Have you seen? What was it?
No, it wasn't. Was it a game?
I have no clue.
Have I seen what? Sorry.
I was gonna say things that were games and like becoming movies and shows. That's kind of cool. With you got Last of Us, you got the Uncharted series. That's what I was gonna ask. Have you seen Uncharted?
I have actually. I enjoyed it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was. I
Have,
thought
have
it
you
was
played the
good.
games?
I have played half. Actually, I've played more than half. I've almost beat the first one, and then I kind of stopped playing. But I have not played the series. I don't. I haven't made it past the first one.
Yeah. Was it the movie based off of the first one, or is it like a
From what I
over the
remember,
series
yeah,
itself?
from what I remember, I think it was just the first one.
Okay, dope.
They set it up for future ones. Now I don't know if they're. I don't know how well it did in theaters and stuff like that. It was a good movie,
Mhm.
but it was definitely had its flaws and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're planning on doing more here and there, but from what I understand, they're sticking at one right now.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I've been watching Last of Us. I don't know if you've seen it. Last of Us has been fantastic. At the time that we're recording this, actually, the series finale is tonight.
Oh,
So
no, everyone at work talks about it, but I have not
yeah,
seen it. And it's because I watched the playthroughs, but I wanted to play the game myself.
right.
Um, so
I
I'm still waiting on that.
I just recently, and funny enough, on stream played it maybe shoot longer than that, 3 years ago. Yeah, during the COVID era,
Hmm.
I had played it during then.
Yeah, I was watching you play.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I thought the game was fantastic, and then shortly after that, they announced the series. So it's been a very good series. The series finale is tonight, so I'm excited for it. But KJ, I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on.
Hey, happy to be invited. Happy to finally make it to one of these. This was really fun, and I hope we actually do get some outrage
Yeah. Oh, we will.
for the tier list.
We will. We will, and it's a good thing. That's what we need. But season 2, episode 1. Let us know. Comments, Twitter, however you're listening, whatever you want to do. Let us know what you think of the new process of the new concept of the podcast, I should say. I'm so much happier that it's open to everything, like games, movies, TV shows, not just Marvel and DC and stuff. So let us know what you think of it. KJ, again, thank you so much for being our first guest on season 2 of
Of course.
the unnamed podcast right now. Maybe that's the name of it. It's just the unnamed podcast.
Unnamed. That's kind. Hey,
Like,
I like that.
Kind of fire, but all right, thank you guys again so much for listening. If you guys make sure you follow on YouTube, or make sure you follow on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on all Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want to listen. Make sure you guys are following. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
Peace.